suppose a good win last week, and heading into the closing stage of the season now, the mood is probably good in the camp, even though I obviously can't qualify for the playoffs, but it was a good win last week nonetheless.
Yeah, no, it was. It was a really good performance. The players, they went out and they did what we asked of them. Listen, Wexford, they were on a good run, but I thought the lads put on a good performance. They were professional, and they went around it in a professional way, and they got a very good result.
UCD the opponents this week now, and they've had a fairly decent season. They're going to be in the playoffs, and they'll be tough opponents for you again. Yeah,
they are. No, listen, they're a good side. We had a tough game up there at the start of the season, and obviously won Turner's Cross as well. They got some very good players with Whelan and Kerrigan and Doyle. So it'll be a tough game. So it's one that we have to have our homework done for it and make sure that the boys are ready for it, because if we take it lightly, we'll be beaten.
You've used the last couple of games, Colin, to try out a couple of the younger lads. Obviously, David Harrington has started in goal the last two games. You brought on some guys last week. Luke Desmond and so on made his debut. Will you be using the next two games to kind of try some guys again?
Listen, lads will come in and they'll play, and lads might come in and they might play in different positions just to see what we have for next year. So I'll do that as well. Listen, we've got a good squad of players. You seen it the other night. I take off Sean Kennedy, I bring on Dylan McGlade, and Dylan did very well. So it's we've got a good squad, and we'll pick a team that we can go and win the game. But you might see players playing in different positions, just to show me what they can do as well. Just maybe one eye next year as well. And with that in mind, one eye next year, is it a case of like these last two or three games that's like the other night and the next two games that guys, it's an opportunity for them to put themselves that you're thinking for next season? Are you kind of still totally open-minded on next season, who's going to be there and so on? But it shouldn't be this game. These last two games, it should be the start of the year. You should be doing that. So it's listen. The lads have done well this year. As I said, we sit down over the next few weeks and we'll speak to them about what we're going to do next year. Great stuff, Colin. Good luck tomorrow night. Thanks, Colin.
Hi, Colin.
Hi, Trevor.
Colin, I suppose after failing to score in 3 straight games, it was great to score 4 on Friday night. Putting the ball in the back of the net, we spoke of before, gives the team confidence.
Yeah, no, it does. It does. As I say, going forward the other night, we looked very dangerous. Playing against the back three, we went more or less man for man when we were attacking, and the likes of Keane Bardry, Keane Murphy and Sean Kennedy, with the pace that they have, they can cause anybody problems. And it worked well against Wexford the other night. But yeah, we got some very good goals, and it was a good team performance as well.
Yeah, just looking ahead to tomorrow night against UCD, Colin, I suppose your away form has been impressive, really. You're unbeaten in your last 6 away games now, so you'll be good on the road, haven't you?
Yeah, but we just need to get more wins as well, Trevor. It's it's good performances, but it's they're a good side up there. They move the ball well. It's a big pitch. They've got good energy levels, so it'll be a tough game for us. But it's we put a team together to go and get the 3 points. We still want good habits around the place, and go and win every game. I know people might say there's not much to play for, but it's I think every time that you put on the Cork City jersey, there's always something to play for.
Yeah, your games against them have been tight this year. 2 draws, as you mentioned, 1-1 and 0-1. It's probably their poorest run of the season so far, UCD. I think they lost the last 3, including to Wexford last time.
Yeah, no. Listen, I wouldn't read too much into that. They got some very, very good players. Colin Whelan and Kerrigan and I know Doyle is suspended now for tomorrow night, but they've got some very good players that can hurt you. So I wouldn't really look too much into that form. Every time we play them, it's been very, very difficult. So I'm expecting a difficult game again tomorrow night.
Yeah, you could finish 6th, Colin. Results going away if you win your last 2. But I was talking to the Cove manager there recently, Darren Murphy, and he said his view was that anything outside the top 5 is last. Would you agree with that?
Pardon?
He was saying that, I was saying if you win your last 2, you could finish 6th. But I was talking to Darren Murphy, the Cove manager, and in his view, he said anything outside the top 5 is last. Would you necessarily agree?
I wouldn't think so, no, to be honest. I wonder why he's saying that. I don't know why he's saying that, to be honest. I know, listen, we all want to climb up the table, but it's it's just not to be for us this year. Like, but as I said, we're building this year for next year as well. So I wouldn't go along the lines of that. If that's Darren's opinion, that's Darren's.
Yeah, no worries. And
what would you think, Trevor? What would you think? What would you think?
No, I wouldn't agree with Mr.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so either.
I'd have to say. But how are you fixed going into injuries? Any fellas back in?
No, we're obviously George is out. We still have Eunice and Slev. Everybody else is fit and ready to go.
Very good. Just finally, Carl, just on the international front, there was I think it was the last game. There's 5 or 6 ex-League of Ireland players on the Irish team, which is great. Really, that's like would inspire young fellas like to play in the league. That there's a chance they'll play for Ireland, obviously.
No, it is. It's brilliant, and it just shows the the quality in the League of Ireland. Not only that, you look at the underage internationals as well. There's a lot of lads now. I know the rule now is that you got to go over after 18, but there's a lot of lads now within the league playing international football. And you see it the other day, like we had 3 or 4 lads playing at the under 17s. We have Josh Honan in with the under 21s, Jacob Ryan playing with the under 21s. So it just shows you what the underage in the League of Ireland, how strong it's after getting, and it's probably getting the younger players ready for when they do go over. That when Jake went over to Crystal Palace, Jake had, I don't know, maybe 10-15 games behind him, so he had that small bit of experience going over there. And listen, he's just going from strength to strength. But it gives an opportunity for lads to stay in the league, go and play 1 or 2 years in the League of Ireland, get experience, and then when you then go over with 20-30 games or even 50 games behind you, that experience then will carry you forward. Like you look at Kevin Doyle and Shane Long. It's Shane Long, isn't it? Yeah. Listen, Milo. Yeah, and David Myler. You look at it; they've done it. They've played here and they went on and they had fantastic careers.
Yeah, and there was a slagging on Twitter the other day, Colin, as well, that it was close to being the Republic of Cork, the team. I think there was 7 Cork fellas in the squad, including Grafe Queevy and Keller, obviously, to get a run. And Chidozi, your old buddy Chidozi Urbania, did really well, didn't he?
Cork are slowly taking over, Trevor, aren't they? No, listen, as I said, there was always good players come from Cork, but it's great to see the lads, so many Cork lads up there. It's great. So hopefully that continues and there's more Cork lads over the next few years in the Republic of Ireland team. It's brilliant.